block is a loaded question. It's something we got to fantasize a lot about in college. I think I would want a lot of choice in reading, SSR, partner reading, where they get to pick things, a lot of mentor text so kids can see how what they're learning and reading is going to benefit them when they're actually reading books of their choice. And that's how we base our learning off of the mentor text. I think reading and writing should be integrated. You can't have one without the other, so they should be writing about what they're reading about what they're writing, integrating those a lot. I would like to see a reading curriculum where the kids can annotate the actual textbooks. They can write in the books, they can highlight things, they can make marks, they can ask questions, something that's more personal to them rather than just a textbook. And I like reading groups where they get choice reading groups within small groups. They get to talk about what they're reading, they go back in the text, prove their thoughts, and build up into these critical thinking questions where they're asking bigger overarching questions that wouldn't even be something that we could probably think of, things that they're wondering about.
Hi, I'm Erin Davis and I teach second grade. My ideal reading block would begin with an interactive read aloud so that my students are able to turn and talk and discuss the stories. We would then move into small group time where my students would work independently while I work with students on their instructional level, and I would like to do various mini lessons throughout the block.
Having a lot of alternative seating like pillows and blankets and mats, beanbag chairs, rocking chairs, just a variety of different seating options. A lot more books than what I have right now in my room, and just the opportunity for kids to pick books that they want to read, or me suggest books that I've read that I think that they might like.
A leveled library that they can choose their own book from and do reading with a group of kids on their level. I would also have a journal response so that they could write what they were thinking about with their reading.
My ideal reading block time, if you took away money and any other aspect, would be one that had full support in here. I have 26 to 28 students throughout the year currently, and I think that in order to have a reading block, you need to be able to meet with your small groups. And at this age, yes, they are fully capable of working independently. Do they work independently? No. And so when I have my small group, I'm constantly trying to find a way to manage the rest of my classroom as well. And without currently having a curriculum that I love, I don't find that there is quality for them to do when they are independently working. So I look at it in the sense of when I'm pulling my small groups, one, I want to have an ability to pull something and do something with them that is covering multiple things at once. I want to have a quality reading section that is not so long that I have to take multiple days to get it done. I want to have rigor when it comes to the questions that will take that time to find citing the text evidence and going back and what we're teaching that week and all of those things without me going 50 different places and trying to gather it for myself.
The first thing that I would want to do would be to get rid of the desks. I know I would not be comfortable reading at one of these desks, so I know that the students aren't comfortable reading at these desks. And if the students are comfortable, they're going to be more into whatever it is that they're reading. The second thing that I would want to do would be to offer a variety of different reading materials. Not everybody is interested in reading a novel every day, all day. So, for those who are into sports, a Sports Illustrated, even just different plays for those who get hooked onto, like when I teach Romeo and Juliet in class, if somebody gets hooked on that and they want to read something outside of that, just offering a different variety of plays, maybe not all of them Shakespeare.
Having some kind of technology like computers or iPads where they could also do reading apps to help with those extra skills. And then I would be working with them on reading and writing at my table as well. And then for our whole group, we would come together, kind of take a break from that independent time, and we would have a time where we read a book together and then we could discuss a different component of it, whether it's, you know, story plots, or we're looking at predicting endings, or different skills that we would focus on. So together I would talk about how I would do it and then model it for them, and then they would model it back, usually maybe a turn and talk, or they would have an extra opportunity to go work with a partner on something to show me the skill that we have discussed. And then we would have a good 30 minutes together, and then they would go back to working independently on those stations.
Each student would have their own book for one. Each year, I guess, we have to buy new books. That way they could take it home, they could read at home, we'd have more time to dig deeper into the text. At home, have more time in here to dig deep. And then if we could just have a classroom library with actually a good amount of high interest books, so we'd have more time on our hands, not to focus on just a class novel, but some individual interest books.